Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpie. So if you want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out while a dog barks outside, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on to take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that want to stick around, I'm going to do a quick sketch for myself and get us going. So yeah, the neighbor's dog is out and barking at something. So, you know, this is going to be a lesson in you got to work when you can. Sometimes you can't work, but you got to work. You got to do the work, right? So, what normally I would like stop and say, well, let me just wait till the dog calms down and what, you know what? But I got to go. We got stuff to do. I got drawings to do. I got to do one of these a day. I don't have time to wait. So we're going. So dogs be darned. We're still going to get going. And see, and it's sporadic, so I'm not too worried about it. But I'm just, more than anything, I'm just apologizing if you hear it, because it's in the background there. Now, let's talk about this. I am giving him lion legs. And what I mean by that is I'm going to try to make him more like a real lion than human legs. Because in the book, apparently, it's a lion. It's not a man, you know, dressed like a lion, or bipedal is what they call it. You know, someone who's a man in a costume, right? But I love a man in a costume. If you've seen any of my Sunday Fun Days, a majority of it is people that look like they're dressed up in costumes. And I just love that so much. So I'm kind of playing around with the idea of, well, it's a man in a costume, bipedal, right? But is it? And that's kind of the whole, you know, real versus fake versus how I draw, you know, something a little different. So that's where this one is coming from. So see, the dog's not barking as much, not as bad, but and there it goes. But that's the idea. That's where I'm coming from with the fur. Now, correct me if I'm wrong though. Aren't the females the ones with the manes? I mean, or no, maybe I'm thinking of a different region. Like, isn't this piece supposed to be like an African lion? I guess they have the manes, right? So yeah, I'm sure I'm wrong on that. That it's not just the females, but I could have sworn I remember reading that the females are the ones with the mane. What's funny is he's supposed to be a cowardly lion, but I'm kind of drawing him a little fierce, you know, a little, yeah, I've got him with his claws out, so to speak. So he's not very cowardly in my drawing here. I'm trying to find some better pictures of him. He's a strange looking character, I'll say that. They took a strange approach to give him a muzzle, you know, a lion's muzzle. Now here's where it's going to get tricky, because I'm constantly telling you we're not drawing all the hairs, right? But it's almost like we need to with him, right? It's like he's got a whole bunch of them, and I gotta put something in there, right? So this is going to be the trick, is how to make him look furry without drawing every single hairline. Kind of like the whole problem with Chewbacca, you know? It's like, how do we draw him without drawing every single hairline? We conquered that, so we can do it. Oops, didn't mean to be that thick. Alright, I think that'll work. There's a tail, there's a body, there's a head. Let me erase some of these sketch lines. But the sketch lines kind of work, so I don't want to erase too much. Like normally what I do is I sketch just for positioning, placement, and proportions. Then as I get more confident, I press harder. But the sketch actually works, so I don't have to erase too much. So I'm actually, I'm confident in my sketch. That's what it is. I say get rid of your sketchiness, keep your confidence, but I'm confident in my sketch, so I'm just going to keep as much as I can to get us going. So, I'm ready. I say we welcome all the skippers and get going. Welcome skippers, welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that the fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out, I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, and left myself enough to see where we're going to go. And if you want to see more Sunday Fun Day, check out that playlist right there in this area. No, I'm sorry, Wizard of Oz, not Sunday Fun Day. Check out the playlist, but just check out the playlist in general, because I do so many that I may have already drawn what you're looking for. So go check it out and we'll see what we got. I'm just going to jump right in and start off with his eyes. I'm going to draw the top of the lids like this. Then I'm going to draw the retina, the color part of the eye, like this. Then just a little dab of a pupil. Now I got his eyes kind of flat, kind of thin, so normally I don't draw the bottom of the eye anyway. I just kind of imply by coming back in with the bottom like that. Then I'm going to add color and let color take care of the bottom of the eye. So for his brow, he's got kind of furry, I want to say lion brow, but lions don't have brows, right? They just try to give him some kind of a fuzzy thing for a brow. That's basically all I can say. So I'm going to mix around my design. So if you want to know why I'm drawing like this, go back to the sketch. You'll see why I drew him as part man, part lion. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and draw one of these lines like this just to give him that nose, right? So his mouth is going to be like this, and then they've got those huge, like, I want to say like lion jowls, but lions don't have that, you know. This is just what they went with the design. So I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to draw his whiskers either. Like that should probably be with color. So I'm going to just keep going and just draw his chin, but I want to give him like some hair now. Like I want to give him, well, I guess not for his chin, right? Because yeah, okay, no hair. You know what? I sketched it, but I just realized no hair on the chin. Because the hair doesn't come out of the chin, it comes from back behind and grows out, right? The muzzle, the mouth, that's hairless. Now I'm starting to thicken my lines up because I'm going to switch over to this Sharpie in a second, and it's going to be a huge difference in line width. So I'm just explaining to you why I draw, how I draw. And there's a dog. I've already explained this in the sketch portion too. The neighbor's dog is out there barking, so sorry if you hear that in the background, but that's how it goes sometimes. You just gotta do what you can. Sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's a perfect day, sometimes you just gotta go. There's nothing you can do. Alright, looking good to me, so I'm just gonna keep going up with his hair. And now, for his hair, I'm gonna start to kind of come out a little bit, like it's in his head, right? Obviously, it's a big old lion mane. Now, I've already talked about this in the sketch. I'm not going to draw every single hairline. You know, I'm going to play around with stuff, but I don't have time. I do. I don't want to make this an hour-long video of you watching me sketch hairs little by little. You know, that's not what this one's about. So I'm probably going to switch over now. Yeah, let's do it now. And then come back with the small Sharpie and add little stuff here by here and there. I'm going to draw his ears out like this. only because I know where they are, and then I can kind of add on with the hair the look and the feel. Alright, so here, this is where I'm going to be jumping back and forth, like, okay, that's too thick of a line like that, so let's do this. Right? Just to kind of show that it's kind of, the ear's there, but it's blended in with the hair. Okay, so I'm going to draw basically the hair down into the mane. So I'm just going to kind of do like this, and just add little stuff like this every now and then, just to kind of make it, you know, lionish. And build from here, right? That's all I can do. And I mean, that's the other thing too. We're trying to draw hair with the Sharpie, which is going to be kind of impossible. I'm sure it can be done, but we're trying to work fast and just kind of keep it together. So I'm not going to sit here and draw every single hairline. That's what I keep saying. I feel like I'm more apologizing for anything, but that's just what I want you to just kind of go with me. That, well, let's just draw some hairlines like this. We're not going to draw all of them, just enough to feel like we're drawing hair, you know, without drawing every single hairline. Alright, now I've got his arms up, so he's almost kind of like fighting. So I kind of need to draw those next, because they're kind of in front of his shoulders too. So going to be like that, then I need to stop because his hand is going to be right here. And again, I can kind of draw it like this, kind of a little, you know, fuzzy. Here's the elbow, like this. Then here's his bicep, and then his mane, right? There. So I know I'm kind of all over the place. I apologize, but also I don't, because this is just locks of hair is all we're really drawing. Alright, so this hand is kind of up, doing a claw type thing, so I'm gonna bring it up like this. I'm kind of mixing between human and, I guess I call it bipedal and quadrupedal. I guess, what would you call it? If you're giving an animal human traits and it's up on his feet, it's bipedal, right? If you're reverting back to animal, which is 4, quad, is it back to quadrupedal? Like, what do you call it at that point? Alright. So there's the bicep that we can't see. Here's going to be his waist coming down. So we're going to do the same thing over here, just at a slightly different angle, just so we don't draw the same exact thing all the time. Close this off. Shoulder. Down like this. Okay. Again, I got to draw that hand just at a different angle. Then we can draw what's behind it. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw it now. So same thing. The finger's kind of out. There's the claw. At what point is it a talon? Like a bird has a talon. Why is it a claw or a lion? There's got to be some kind of etymological, you know, the zoological. What are those people that do that? That know that stuff. I'm curious. All right. Alright, so there's his arm. And again, I'm just going to come in and add just a little bit of detail. Again, just to add a little bit of fur, a little bit of fuzz, and then grow down from there. So same thing, I'm going to come down here, say this is his stomach, and then his legs are going to spread out like this. So now, again, I'm doing kind of a furry that's not quite coming out like fur like I want it, but that's okay. Because I want like his leg and all this to be furry for the bottom half of him, right? There's his leg. You know, something like that. This leg. Again, just kind of giving him something, a little bit of, it looks like maybe he's on fire, maybe it's fur, you know, if nothing else, it just gives us a little bit of practice of how would you do it, right? What are the best fur lines to draw when we can't draw every single hairline, you know? Or maybe we should, maybe that's what we learn from this lesson is like, well, you say you shouldn't do it, or you say that we're not going to, but maybe you should, you know? Maybe when it comes to something like this, that is that furry of an animal, you bite the bullet and you draw every hairline, you know? Maybe that's the lesson. Now, most of the time I tell you that because I don't want you to have to sit here and watch me do this for an hour, you know? Maybe you might enjoy that, but I don't think you would. I think you'd get really bored really fast of watching me draw fur lines. See, like that feels like too much, but I had to clean it up somehow. I had to do something. Okay, so I gave him like lion legs. So I'm going to kick this one back like this. Like that. This one I'm going to bend back too. So I'm kind of combining human, bipedal, and quadrupedal. And then let's just give him a tail. It's that simple. Again, I don't think there's really a lot I got to do with his feet because it's mostly going to be fur, you know. So let's give him a tail, okay? So I'm just going to come out here and do this and try to follow it. Try to keep it just as thin until we get to the end. And just kind of do something like that, right? Awesome. Okay, and then just kind of add some fur. Like that. There you go. So I said we take care of the rest with color. So that is the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.